Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a spooky Catterday video as we play Nightmare of Decay. Now, Nightmare of Decay is a 2022 independent game, very survival horror, both in style and tone. This game was actually a gift. I got it pretty much the day it was released, and I kind of fell in love with the game and played through all of it in one night. And then over the next week or so, I unlocked everything in the game, which is why here on our title screen we have things like extras. So in extras we have some additional stuff you can unlock during the course of the game, but what we're going to do is just go through the normal game. So we're going to start a new game, and we're going to play it on normal because we are normal people. Now, this game was very much designed with keyboard in mind for playing, but I have my controller set up, which functions well enough, but I've had to do a little finagling here and there to get it to work how I like. So, let's read what's going on here. 23-year-old Judith Glasgow was reported missing yesterday evening. She's described as Caucasian, 5 feet 7 inches tall, with a slim build and long brown hair. She was last seen entering her apartment after being escorted home by her friends following a late night out clubbing. Police searched her apartment and interviewed neighbors, but have been unable to find any clues leading to her current whereabouts. Close friends and relatives say that Glasgow had been complaining about frequent nightmares and hallucinations the day before she went missing. It is unknown if these had anything to do with her disappearance. Glasgow is the latest in an alarming number of recent disappearances that have local residents spooked. Authorities say there have been over 10 missing people recorded in just the past week. Police have been unable to find any new leads in their investigation of the disappearance and implore anyone with information to call the Missing Persons Investigation Unit at... Click. You turn off the TV. You've been having terrible nightmares recently, and watching the news about these disappearances is just going to make them worse. It's getting late, and you're feeling pretty tired. You should eat dinner and take a shower before going to bed. Pretty sure there was a leftover slice of pizza in the fridge. Okay, so we now have control, and we're in our very little apartment. So we can move around WASD, but since I'm using a controller, I have my left stick to move and my right stick to look around. And we want to go over to the fridge. And sure enough, there it is. Pizza. Alright, so press tab to access your inventory. Well, in my case, it's the select button. And we're going to go over to this piece of pizza, hit the right mouse key, and then the left mouse key. Well, not technically the mouse key, because I'm using my controller, but I do have my mouse next to me, and there may be moments where we're going to need the mouse. Alright, nom 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 pizza. The pizza was pretty good. Now I should take a shower before going to bed. Yep, no better way to unwind after a day than a nice warm shower. So I should probably mention that this is the first time I'm playing the game since I initially unlocked everything. At this point, probably a few months back. And the game has had numerous updates and little bug fixes since then. What? How did the TV turn on by itself? I should turn it off. I just bring that up because the game has probably had some changes and additions and modifications since I last played it. As soon as you turn the TV off, you suddenly notice in the reflection of the TV screen that there is someone standing behind your sofa. You turn around and see a large man staring at you with a crazed smile on his face. His hoarse breathing echoes through the room. The man is holding the decapitated head of a woman. Thoughts of the recent disappearances come to mind, and a cold chill runs up your spine. In the next moment, a man fades away just as suddenly as he appeared. You must be more tired than you thought if you're starting to hallucinate. And maybe eating that pizza before going to bed was not the best of ideas. A good night's sleep should help refresh your mind. You hope that you don't have another nightmare tonight. So yeah, maybe that was not good pizza. Okay. So here is our record book where we can save the game. No need to really save just yet. No, you're too tired to play video games. Keep your mind on that picture. That picture there is going to be, let's say foreshadowing something. Alright. It's only about 10:30, but if you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. And in the bed we go. Don't even go under the covers, we're just that tired. Welcome to Nightmare of Decay. So much like our hero, Cabal, not Cabal, what was his name? His name wasn't Cabal, what is wrong with me? Caleb, was that it? From Blood? We wake up in our own coffin. Alright, now we can press M to view the map, which I think is left trigger on my controller? No. I guess on my controller it's X. So there we are, we're the little green arrow, and we're in this green area. Now, since we're still very early in the game, let me hit start. So here's our options, but over here is something. It tells us our playtime, the difficulty, and what we've accomplished. So there are challenges to play the game with only the knife, only melee weapons, using no healing, no sprinting, and no saving or loading. I've I've done them. Never all at once though. They're kind of annoying. Now we can sprint. Oh, that didn't sound good. Maybe we should just try to leave. The gate won't budge. Looks like I'll need to find another way out of this place. Now, it might be hard to tell the difference, but I am running. Oh, did you hear that? You see a cat sitting on the railing at the top of the stairs. It stares at you with unnaturally intelligent eyes. So yeah, this is why it's a cat or day game. Hello, stranger. The cat greets you, and strangely enough, you can understand what it is saying. Looks like the nightmare has claimed yet another victim. Many have been brought here against their will, only to meet a terrible end one way or another. No one has ever managed to escape alive. The cat pauses to look you up and down, almost as if to appraise you of your worth. It seems unimpressed. I wonder how long you'll be able to survive for. Not long if I had to make a guess. It'll be fun to see how you meet your end in this horrible place. Maybe one of the monsters will get you, or maybe you'll go insane and end yourself. Well, I need to get going. Good luck, stranger. Try not to die too fast. And off the cat goes. Thanks for your vote of confidence. And what do we got down here? Well, it looks like a whole lot of blood, and something was dragged away, but there's a survival knife. So this is our first weapon. Now we can equip it with the right mouse button, but we can also assign it to a hotkey. So I'm going to assign it to slot 1, which is up on my directional pad. It's not going to stay there for very long. Yeah! Alright, so our knife was able to break that lock, and we can open the door. Okay, trail of blood. And what do we have here? looks like we have Zambambo eating up somebody. Now, right now, we don't have the best weapon. And we actually kind of lucked out. We got grabbed, but I don't think we took any damage. Inspect the dead body. It's the mutilated body of a man. It's been partially eaten. But there looks like there's a key next to him and a pistol. Alright, the door is stuck and won't budge. Now, I don't think this body is familiar. It doesn't really look like anybody. So we could keep using the knife, but the pistol is it's going to be our go-to for most of the game. Now, one thing you may notice is the aiming reticle. It tightens up if we stand still, but then goes wider if we move. So the best way to shoot is to stand still and take time between each shot. Alright, we unlocked with the Pantry Key. And what a mansion! So we get to look at some very nice pieces of, I guess, public domain art. A lot of it I recognize. I'd probably say some of it I recognize, a lot of it I don't. But our attention was brought over here for a reason. So here we can get some ammo, we can get our health drink, and we can also save our game. Now I'm going to save it here in that new slot. And we're going to take a look over here. So over here are the special items that I've unlocked by playing through it earlier. Now, we probably won't use them too much, because I kind of want to give you guys as authentic an experience as possible, but we are definitely going to have some fun with some of these items. And one of them we're going to use right now. Because if you take a look off in the distance, that sure looks like some dogs chewing up a body. Now, in the spirit of Resident Evil games, the dog enemies tend to be some of the more dangerous ones. And we're going to take them out like so. And now those two dogs will never be a problem. Alright, nothing to say about this body. But there are some goodies out here. Looks like some of the dog bits flew all the way over here. Got some more ammo. And I believe there's something behind the house. Now, it might be hard to tell, but I'm running right now. Now, this is one thing different that I already noticed. Shotgun ammo and health drink. When I had played this game before, you had an exhaustion meter. And it would go down fast. So if you were running, you'd maybe make it about, I don't know, 30 steps before you were too exhausted to keep moving. Okay. What I am going to do is set the machete to slot 1. Okay, so you can execute a power attack with the machete by holding down the left mouse button. So that very simply means if I just press the mouse button, I do a quick swing. But if I hold down the mouse button, I can do a really heavy chop. And we can also break some stuff to find things. Alright, here I think is our first note of the game. A tear stain note. Pick up. Okay, tear stain note 1 has been added to your documents. Press N to read. So I could press N, but I think I have this set to one of my triggers. Yep. William has been acting strangely ever since we moved into this manor. He's been spending all his time in the basement doing God knows what. I tried to ask him about it, but he became angry and confrontational. I fear we may be drifting apart. I hate this place. We never should have come here. Alright, and there... yeah. That's another piece of artwork that looks familiar. And look, a treasure chest. It's locked, but the lock is simple. I could probably unlock it with a lockpick. So yes, we have the Master of Unlocking here as well. The door is locked. The shape of a spade has been carved into the lock. Alright, that means we are going to need spade key. Alright, so here's a fun little area. We have a shooting gallery. And we can pick up a pellet gun. Try to get as high a score as possible within the allotted time. Score points by hitting red targets. Time can be extended by hitting the blue target. Prizes are unlocked for reaching various score amounts. And over here we have some locked display cases. So if we get 60, 120, or 150, we can get these display cases to open. Now we are going to use that pellet gun we just picked up. Now here's something fun. You can use the pellet gun to fight enemies. It has unlimited ammunition, but very, very low damage. We don't have to use the pellet gun here. We can use other guns as well, but we're going to use the pellet gun here. Now I'm putting down my controller and I'm going to switch over to my mouse. So pretty simple. Targets are going to pop up with numbers on them. If you hit them, you'll get that many points. Now, some of the targets go by quick, some of them do not. There's the blue target that gives us more time. Now, the 2-point targets tend to stick around the longest, but it's those 5 points that are going to really make a difference. If you're really good, and you can keep hitting those blue targets, you can keep this going for a while. But I only want to get 150. I believe there are 3 of these galleries in total in the game. And we're doing pretty good. I find that the 5 isn't so hard to hit if you go down as you fire. Okay. Okay, we're 2/3 of the way there. With 25 seconds left, I think we can do it. Now if it ever gets to a point where I'm really, really struggling, maybe like with the second one, the third one, we'll edit it down. But let's see what happens. Okay, only about 10 points away. We have 20 seconds. I think we can do it. And we did it. Now there's no point in going any higher with the score. But you know, maybe you want to have fun. Maybe you want to see exactly just how high you can get your score. And I'm pretty sure you guys watching at home can beat my score. It's not exactly going to be impressive. But, you know, have fun. If that's something that might be fun for you to do, go ahead and beat my score. 193. Okay, back to the controller. So this was worth it. Pistol ammo, shotgun ammo, and... come on. Lockpicks. Okay, let's switch back to our machete. And let's use the lockpicks on the treasure chest here. And inside we find a health drink, more ammo, and a stick of dynamite. I don't remember there being a lot of dynamite in the game, but it's really good for taking out groups of enemies. Sort of like how I use the RPG to take out that little group of dogs. Alright, we really should look through here first, but I'm going to switch to our pistol and open this door. Alright, does this look familiar? It should. This was what was on our computer screen back at home. So was the computer screen foreshadowing the events that were about to take place? Maybe. Alright, so you can see I'm aiming for the head here, because that can happen sometimes. I don't know if it deals extra damage shooting enemies in the head, but if you can get their heads to explode like that, then the fight's over. I think in the case of boss enemies, we're going to want to hit them in the head. Okay, so there's two of you down here. Okay, this isn't working pretty good. Now you can see we slow down a little bit when we swing. And I'm pretty sure once the enemies go down, that's it, they're done for. This isn't like Remake, where you gotta make sure the heads explode or the bodies are incinerated. Okay, so more vases. Nothing in that one. But bullets in this one. And we got a nice painting here. Looks like a guy napping under a tree. And we have some plaque we can look at. Alright. Inventory items can be used while in examination mode. Tab to access your inventory. Hover over an item and right-click to use. There are a number of coin-shaped indents above the fireplace. An old farmer, tired from a day of hard labor, falls asleep under the shade of a tree while his loyal dog watches over him. So that's going to be one of our first puzzles. But over here is going to be one of our second puzzles. The acid recipe. Access to some areas of the mana has been obscured by a strange fleshy growth. Lord William has tasked me with finding a solution to this issue. I've discovered that a mixture containing equal amounts of lanolin, odozone, and aquavernum can be used to create a corrosive acid that can dissolve the fleshy growths and regain access to previously obstructed areas. Alright, now, you guys already know my pronunciation of words, not great. A jar can be placed here to hold the resulting solution. The breakers need to be filled before I can do that. Well, we happen to have found an empty jar. And when we can find those 3 chemicals, we can bring them here. Cabbages. Alright, looks like we're in the kitchen. And there's the dumbwaiter memo. The damn dumbwaiter is broken again. I was sending up the pantry key to the 2nd floor and the platform got stuck in the shaft on the way up. Now no one can get into the pantry until the stupid lift is fixed. Lord William is going to be furious. Maybe dropping something heavy in the shaft from the 2nd floor will be enough to dislodge it. I hear some moaning. And there's a door here with a lot of blood. Let's go to the pantry. The faint stench of rotting meat is coming from behind it. Try to open the door, but it won't budge. After a moment, a rough voice suddenly calls out to you from the other side. Is someone there? Please, I need help. I've accidentally locked myself in here, and I can't get back out. While I've been stuck in here, my precious collection has been rotting away. I must escape so that I can add fresh toys to it. Please, we can help each other. You wish to get in. I wish to get out. The key to the door should be somewhere in the manor. It's a large blue key with the word Pantry carved into it. Please hurry. I do not wish to spend another moment stuck in here. My collection is rotting away. Well, we got a note about that. Now I'm just going to switch to my dynamite, because I know what's about to happen. That door just broke open. Alright, that was most of the enemies. I think the very first time I played this, I thought I was being clever and tried to take them all out with just a handgun, because I was like, oh, they move slow. And look at all these headshots. I've learned better since then. And we have a bloody sack. Let's see. A bloody sack that is surprisingly heavy for its size. Alright, so just remember that. We got a big heavy bag. Now, I don't think there's anything else in here. Alright, now we're back in that hallway we were in earlier. The bodies are gone. And, oh boy, look at this area. This certainly seems like a big area for something big to happen. It's the bust of a kingly man dressed in armor. Present the king with his golden crown, and defeat his loyal guards to open the way forward. Alright, well, we got another puzzle here. We need the king's crown. But it said something about facing his guard. Well, that's a problem for later. Alright, so let's just very carefully poke our heads around the corner. And there's somebody up there moving around. We'll check that out a little later. Now, this here looks like the dining room. I can hear groaning. Do you hear it? Now, there's a very important goodie. It's that shotgun. Now, we're going to grab it, and then that's going to happen. Now, no need to deal with these enemies. We'll just let them smash through the window, and then we'll leave. Because we will never have to go into that room again. No need to waste health or ammo or anything like that. Now you, on the other hand... Gotcha. Okay, it's another body that was getting munched on. Now keep looking at the bodies they were munching on, because I'm expecting there to be like subtle little like references and Easter eggs. Because we're gonna notice some let's say we're gonna notice some familiar looking bodies. Alright, so that is a zombie. And it's coming down the stairs after us. So we're going to try to take it out. Okay, and we might as well take that one out too. Oh, that was on me. There we go. We don't have to wait for the aiming reticle, but I find that it's a little better when we do. Okay, so we got a little save room here. We could save if we want to. I don't think we need to just yet. Now, as always, I'm going to try not to die, but who knows? Especially when we take on some of the bosses. Alright, unsolved environmental puzzles can be reset by exiting and re-entering an area. Now, that's just to let you know that there's a puzzle here. And if you happen to screw it up, just walk in and out of the room. we got this ladder that we can push around. Now we can only push it in straight lines away from us. And we want to push it to where it needs to go. Thankfully, this one is pretty simple. We're going to push it over here into the corner, because there's a vent up there we can reach. Now, because it's in the right spot, it will stay there. Okay, the platform is stuck in the shaft. Maybe I can throw something heavy down there to dislodge it. Well, you can, because we have this big sack. Alright, it's clear. The platform was stuck in the shaft has been dislodged and fallen to the bottom. Alright, well, we could go down to the kitchen, but we're going to look around here first. It's an old grandfather clock. There's a keyhole that can be used to unlock the face covering it. Well, we don't have any keys just yet. Alright, that door is locked with a club lock. So is that one. Okay, this one is not locked, but look what we got over there. Okay, I think I missed with both shots. That one, not so much. Okay, well, if you want to sneak into the corner, I won't tell you otherwise. Okay, that wasn't great. We missed like 4 or 5 shots there. But we get to pick up some ammo and a health drink. The bloody writing on the wall reads, "Death is the only way out." Alright, I forgot this. We should always flush the toilets. Just as a courtesy. Alright, this door is locked from the other side. This one is not. And there are bodies on the floor. Now, if you really wanted to, we could test to see if these bodies are dead or alive by taking shots at them or whacking them with our machete. But we're going to do something different. We're just going to ignore them. Grab that health drink. Now, do you hear that? That kind of clicking clacking? That's because this washing machine has got something in it. And it's got cat jump scare. So yeah, our poor cat friend was stuck in there. So what do you gotta say, kitty? Thanks for freeing me from that washing machine. Who knows how long I would have been stuck in there if you hadn't come along. I saw something shiny in the machine and went to get it, but the lid closed on me and I couldn't get back out. I managed to get the shiny thing that was inside. Since you saved me, I'll give it to you. Here, take it. Maybe you'll find a use for it. And the cat places down a large coin in front of itself. So that's our second coin. No, that's our first coin, isn't it? Yes, that's our first coin. It's a dog coin. But as soon as we pick it up, the zombies get up. Now that's a room we will never have to go back into. So let's let the zombies stay in there. But this room we will need to come into. Okay, now we want to be careful here, because this one's coming right for us. And taking shots at him gets the other ones up. Alright, let's finish reloading our gun. Now we go back inside, the enemy placement has reset. So we should be able to take you out. Before you two get over here. Now I don't think damage carries over. Like I don't think we could walk out and come back in. And they'd still have the same amount of damage. Ah, now we can see. Now we have that little exhaustion bar at the bottom. I'm going to guess that it's because there are enemies here. Because there are enemies here and it's potentially dangerous. That's why we have... Yeah, see, now we're running around without the bar. That was not the case in the game originally. I would say that's probably a good change. Now here's our second coin, the tree coin. Okay. Okay, we've unlocked this door, and this door leads us to the stairwell in the entrance to the mansion. So we know there are 2 doors here that we're going to need to unlock at some point. And there's also this ladder that goes up into this vent shaft. Okay, so let us grab the shotgun ammo, the lanolin, and we are good. Oh, but did you hear that? Yeah, we can hear some groaning and moaning. Because there are zombies now. And now that was lucky. We hit that one and took him out right away. Now I'm going to say it's worthwhile to take these zombies out. Because we will be coming back here. Now be careful because there is one behind us. He's around the corner there. Now I think the best thing to do is reset their position. Reload our gun. And let's start by taking this one out. And there should be 2 more down this way. Yep. Gotcha. So that one just staggered away a little bit. So generally speaking, take out the enemies where you know you're going to be coming back and forth through their area. So there's got to be another one because our stamina bar is popping up. Now we're exhausted. I can hear it groaning. Is it around here? There we go. Now that stamina bar will only refill when we stop moving. Alright, so far so good. Now, for safety's sake, I'm going to save. And you know what? We should probably set our shotgun. There we go. We're going to need it. We're going to need it very shortly. Now, the shotgun has the same deal. When we stop moving, the aiming reticle will shorten and will have better accuracy. And there we go. There's the pantry key. So let's let this guy out. The key to the door should be somewhere in the manor. It's a large blue key with the word pantry carved into it. Okay, yeah, he has nothing new to say. Ah, you found the key. Hurry and open the door. My collection is rotting away as we speak. You use the key to unlock the door. Finally, I can get back to work on adding fresh toys to my precious collection. You open the door, and what greets you is a ghastly sight of mutilated bodies impaled on stakes. The pungent stench of rotten flesh bursts from the now open doorway and assaults your nose. Mysteriously, the key has disappeared, and there is no sign of the person that was locked inside of the room. So yeah, not only is the person not here, the key has just up and disappeared. So this looks like a fridge or something where some really nasty butchery was going on. And there's a chest. Chest is locked. The word pantry has been carved into the lock. So we probably need that pantry key. Alright, let's take a look at this impaled body. A young woman has been impaled on a wooden stake. Her expression is eerily peaceful despite the gruesome manner of her death. She's clutching a coin in her hand. Take it? Yeah. You pry the coin from her dead hands. A moment later, the anguished crying of a woman echoes through the pantry, and a cold chill runs up your spine as you sense a malicious presence in the center of the room. So yeah, this guy. So here's our first boss. It's the meat golem. I kind of love that they called him a meat golem, because that's the way I describe, like, 7 monsters. Okay, I've never found a good way to deal with him, other than just hit him as hard as you can, as soon and quick as you can. But we got him, and he explodes in the gore. I would also call, I personally call that thing the Butcher, after the Diablo demon. So for killing him, we get the Pantry Key. I think killing him is optional. Now let's go open the pantry. And inside, plenty of shotgun ammo, some pistol ammo, and dynamite. So now we have 3 coins.